cooking up something good here at home. We are cooking up something good here at home.
Well, hello and welcome to At Home today. We're so glad you could join us. I'm trusting that you're having a good day. The week's been good, the month's been good, the year's been good. And you know what? God is good all the time. He's just an all-the-time good God. And if you're in a relationship with Him, you know what I mean. And if you aren't, you know what? It's very easy to come into that relationship with Him. Kids say the craziest, funniest things. And usually the funniest things are in church. And I got this, and this is just a couple of them. It says, these are things that kids say in church. A 3-year-old Reese said, he was praying, "Our Father who does art in heaven, Harold is his name." I think that's funny. Amen. Okay. A little boy was overheard praying, "Lord, if you can't make me a better boy, don't worry about it. I'm having a real good time the way I am." These kids. After the christening of his baby brother in church, Jason sobbed all the way home in the back seat of the car. His father asked him 3 times what was wrong. Finally, the boy replied, "That preacher said he wanted us brought up in a Christian home, and I wanted to stay with you guys." I love it. Kids say the greatest things. And you know what? Sometimes when we hear things like that, it brings you to a reality of what they're really hearing, is not always what we're saying. But kids are great. What would we do without them? Today, we're doing some casseroles. And everybody thinks this is going to be one of the best days because, and I know, bear with me here, this is called Snickers Salad. I know, sounds like it can't be. Jim just said to me, you know what, that's a kind of a diet. I want to be on an all Snickers salad diet. Well, we're going to use little Snickers like this, and they're going to go with some apples, and that's what will make it good. Stay with us. After the hint, we'll be back with our casseroles and our Snickers salad. Stay with us. Here's today's at-home hint. For a cup of flavorful tea, dissolve old-fashioned lemon drops or hard mint candies in your tea. They melt quickly and keep the tea brisk. Thanks, Pat Hyde from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. She sent that in.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, we're going to start with our first casserole, and it's called spaghetti corn, and it's spaghetti corn from Virginia. Now, I have to tell you a little bit behind this. Paul and I were at a cookout in the summer, and a lot of people brought covered dishes, and this lady brought this recipe baked, and it was so good. And everybody said, "Oh, can we have the recipe?" She said, "Well, you know what? I don't know whose it is. I cut it out of something." And I said, "Well, that's all right. A lot of people send recipes, It's not copyrighted anywhere." And she's like, "Yeah, but why get him?" She's so concerned that I'm stealing some. I said, "You're not stealing anybody's recipe, because if you change one little ingredient, it becomes a new recipe." So then we decided, what should we call it? She called it spaghetti corn. So we said, well, and her name's Virginia. So we started okay, corny Virginia spaghetti casserole. And we had names going, well, we were howling, laughing so hard. We decided we're calling it spaghetti corn from Virginia. We don't know if that's a person or the state. Okay, who cares, right? As long as it tastes good. Okay, what we're going to do here, we have 1 can of whole kernel corn. Don't drain it. Leave it in there, okay? Like that. 1 can of cream-style corn. Gotta like corn to enjoy this, and I think you will. This is great, if you're gonna have, stop and get a bucket of chicken, and you just need something to go with it, or if you're making pork chops or you have ham, something you don't need a gravy, this is a perfect side dish, okay? Now we took 1/3 of a pound of spaghetti noodles, and we broke them up in little bits. That's 1/3 of a pound. Get your pound out and divide into 3, okay? Toss that in there. We have some melted butter. That would be about 1/2 cup. Melted butter. This is so good. Oh, we really enjoyed it. And we have 1 cup of shredded mozzarella. See how nice that is? Put it all in there. Now, you could use your imagination. You want to put peppers or mushrooms or whatever. You could. Wouldn't be a problem. 4 tablespoons of finely chopped onion. Okay, so easy, isn't it? Just love it. And then just a half a teaspoon or so of pepper. Really, it's pepper to taste. I think I'll do a little bit more. And all we do is mix this up. Now, the key here is to make sure that the spaghetti noodles are all moistened. Because if you don't submerge them in the liquid, they'll bake hard. You don't want that. But you do want it to mix. Very good. Yeah. Just like that. Now, we've buttered our 13 by 9 baking dish with real butter, not with Crisco or anything like that. We want to use the real butter. And we're going to pour that in there just like that. Now, I have doubled this recipe, and I didn't like the outcome as well as when I did it single, because I think it got too thick. You need it to, like, just cover the bottom, but you also need to be sure all those little noodles are covered. So take your time, make sure you push everything under. Submerge it, as they say. Okay? Now, you're going to cover this with foil, and you're going to bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. At the end of 30, you'll bring this out, and you'll take the foil off of it. Okay? 350 preheated. Make sure it's good. You want it to be good in hot oven. Here we are. We've got one in there already cooking so we can show you later just what it looks like. Set our trusty timer, okay? 30 minutes, take it off, okay? All right, the next one. This one was a lady in the Walmart. You know, you guys have such fun places to give me recipes. Usually I'm like looking through the clothes or looking through whatever. Hey, did you ever make that with the, could you write it down, lady, please? And you do, and I appreciate that. Okay, here's what we're doing. This is called Alta's casserole. That's our casserole, no greasing, nothing. The first thing we're gonna put here is a fresh green pepper. 1 green pepper, and we just slice it, and we're gonna chop it. Kind of chop it on the fine, just like that. If you don't like a lot, don't put a lot in, just put a little bit in. But I think it does add flavor. Let's just dump that in there. You don't even mix this up in a bowl. Everything's done right in there. Oh, my kind of cooking. Okay. And if you want to use red or yellow, you could do that. Wouldn't matter. Just try to keep it a nice fine dice. Okay. Have some that already did. Sprinkle over the bottom of the dish. We'll save that one. Kind of want to make sure it all gets covered. Now, the second thing is 1 medium onion. Same thing, chopped and sprinkled over the bottom of the dish. That's easy, right, Michael? Can you do this? Yes, I can. See, we're looking for stuff that guys can make so we can get out of the kitchen a little bit. Then we take 1 pound of kielbasa, and you're going to want to cut it about like that. And we're just, you can do, Mike says he can do this. Well, I'm sending this one to your wife. Make sure she gets a copy of this recipe. Okay. Just sprinkle this all over the bottom of the dish to cover. There we go. Make sure they're kind of all cut the same size. Again, push them around to make them all fit. You know what, we're going to take a break. We come back, I'll show you what we do next with Alta's casserole. Stay with us.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Okay, we're making Alta's casserole. So far we've layered the green pepper, the onion, sliced kielbasa, 1 pound, and put it on the top. Now we have 2 cups of minute rice. That's the quick cooking stuff. We just want to sprinkle that over the top. Okay, this is like a meal in a dish. Little salad, what else do you need? But you kind of want to make sure that you do it evenly. Okay? Wow, that seems like a lot of rice, huh? Okay. Then you're going to take 2 cans of stewed tomatoes right out of the can. And all you're going to do, put that right over top, just like that. Okay? You know, when you make stuff, sometimes your mouth gets to watering because you're anticipating how good that's going to taste. And I think you're going to like this one. Anything that comes easy, we like. Anything we can put together quick and easy, we're in business, right? I'd probably just spread this around a little bit. Thanks, Alda, for your recipe. I know we're going to enjoy this. And now we're going to cover this one. Now this one bakes at 375, and we only bake this for 45 minutes. So not only is it easy to put together, you can have it quickly, very quick. Okay. There we go. We're going to put this, since we have the other oven on 350, we're going to put this in the bottom oven because we have to cook them at different temperatures. So, we have that in there. Now, okay, somebody has to remember how long this one's going. Linda, that's your job. Linda's good with the clock. 45 minutes from now, okay? Now, I have to tell you about this one. Told you we were going to make this wonderful salad. And, you know, when you say salad, everybody thinks, oh, that'd be great for a diet. Well, maybe yes and maybe no. Because what we have here is 4 Granny Smith apples. And, you know, they start to brown a little bit, so don't worry about that. That'll be fine. And we have a 16-ounce, that's the big one, Cool Whip. We're going to combine the two, and then we're adding the Snickers. Now, you know them tiny little ones like this? These are the ones you want. They come in a bag because that's what we used here, and you get chocolate on 3 sides. This is important to somebody like Snickers. Okay, so this is important. If you use these, can you see how this might not work so well with chocolate? Because when you would cut that, you'd probably cut that in 6. You would not have chocolate on every part that you want. If you're going to this trouble, you got to have chocolate. Okay, so we have fully established. We're down to the important things, Michael. This is important to Snickers lovers, whom I really like Snickers. You want these minis in a bag. Okay, 4 Granny Smith apples. We're going to start. I'm going to put some Cool Whip. Put about half of it in here to get it started. And then the apples. Don't have to peel them. Just no seeds, please. Get all them out. And you want to keep them cut small, about the same size as your Snicker bars. So that's pretty small. And then, who would ever think, you know, do you ever wonder who makes up recipes? I've thought about this. How did people, like a spaghetti noodle that you don't cook and you put it in with a bunch of cans of corn? How does that happen? I don't know. I mean, some things, you know, when you make a cake, you know you have to have the sugar, the butter, but who put a Snicker bar? But think about this. This Snicker has chocolate, it's got caramel, and it's got peanuts. Did you ever get one of those fancy decorated apples at Christmas time? What do they have? They're a sour apple, tart apple, dipped in caramel, rolled in peanuts, dipped in chocolate. You got it right here, and they're calling it a salad. Hey, much better could that be? Okay, we're having fun today. It's okay. We're allowed. Okay? And we're just turning it over. Now I think it's time we add the rest of this. Now, there is a key to this, because as soon as you make it, you're going to want to jump into the, get the spoons, let's see. The key to this really is allowing it to chill for 2 hours at least. And in fact, if you can do it overnight, it'll even be better. It's wonderful. There's something about the apples letting off the juice, and it flavors, and I think probably the Cool Whip softens down, I don't know, probably softens down the Snickers, but Patty, who's one of our prep chefs here, well, actually, she's the only one here now, she made it for a party she was having, and she made it like right before the people came, didn't have too much time, and she said, her husband Andy said, well, it's okay, but she said, so, you know, everybody ate them, so yeah, it's fine. But she had leftovers, so the next day, they tasted it, and she says, he was raving about, wow, is that stuff good? And it is amazing, under cold conditions. I said, well, did the apples get real brown and ugly? She said, no. Now, what's in that that's going to keep those apples from turning? I don't know, but who put this together is what I want to know. Who decided? I'll have to do some research on that. I think it's great, though. Now this, I wouldn't call this salad, I'd call this dessert. I mean, really, let's be honest. But I was thinking you could put some dried cranberries in there. I mean, just go for it. You know, whatever you want to make it, do it. And you just want to make sure, though, that you get everything up from the bottom, like that. And then we're going to put a lid on this, cover it, once it's well stirred. There we go. And then we'll chill it, and when we come back, we're going to be in the dining room, and we'll show you everything we made today, okay? Stay with us. Here's how you can get this recipe and all the others.
Just go to ctvn.org/at-home to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/at-home to get today's recipes now.
Okay, let's take a little look around the table. There is our spaghetti corn from Virginia. It's a wonderful casserole. I'll tell you, everybody's surprised at how good that tastes. It is, it's amazing, it's delicious. And next to it is Alta's recipe for a casserole. And that's got, you see the rice, and you might want to squish up. I didn't do it, but I think next time I'll make that, I'm going to take those stewed tomatoes and I'm going to make sure that they're squished up. I don't know a better word, but squished up is, you know what I mean. And I would pour them on there. Then you might want to watch if you need to add a little bit of water to it. If you think the rice looks dry, just add a little bit at a time, but keep the lid on that really tight, because that moisture that you trap in there with the foil is what cooks the rice and makes it soft, okay? And then here is our special salad of the day. This would be your Snickers salad dessert, as opposed to just calling it a salad. That would be hard to do, but look at that. Isn't that awesome? And what you want to do, I told you, you need to really chill this through very, very, very well. You don't want to put in the freezer, because the freezer, you know what that'll do to an apple. That would not be good. But if you can, you want to plan to serve this like tomorrow, please make it the day before. Make it today to serve tomorrow, because you'll get a better flavor. The apples soften up a bit, and you're going to really like that. You know, I would put raisins in that. You could put some sunflower seeds if you wanted. I mean, just think what would be good in that. And I think you'd really, really enjoy it, because this is really unique and really different. And that's our Snickers salad dessert, okay? You know, I always tell you that you're important to the Lord, because you are. God really cares what's going on in your life. He knows every detail to every situation that you encounter every day. And you don't have to face not one thing alone. He says, come unto me, all ye that are weary and heavy laden, I will give you rest. So today, if you don't know what to do with that problem you're carrying, just turn it over to the Lord and ask Him to help you. He will never say no. He's a faithful God. Be sure to go to church this week, because it will make you feel good all week long. And be sure to join us the next time, because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. We'll see you now.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.